We're headed toward here shortly in about an hour. We'll be headed toward practice number 12. We obviously started on October 14th, and that first weekend we kind of did it as a training camp and had 2-a-days on those Saturdays and Sundays. Really trying to acclimate. We have 11 new faces, as many of you know, and so the focus really on the first kind of 2 phases of our practices, has been on a lot of teaching, and all those guys come from different backgrounds, and trying to get them all on the same page and talking the same language and doing things our way. That takes a little bit of time. Now we had a day off yesterday. We enter into kind of what I say the third phase of our preseason practices, and what I want to see happen today is we'll start to put in more of our packaging. It's pretty basic right now, but we'll start installing more things and start to compete a little more in practice. Big belief that early on in practice sometimes competition can get in the way of learning a little bit, and these guys, because we have so many new faces, it is wide open as far as who's going to play and comprise our rotation. So just try to stick to the teaching, but now we'll head into that and start to see if we can't figure out somewhat of a rotation here, but I think that'll be a work in progress. Our early season schedule, other than Kendall Timmons and Jordan Callahan, I think our early season schedule will be really interesting to see who emerges game in, game out. And I kind of set it up that way. We have a number of games, many of them at home, as you know, in November and early December, because I wanted to maximize practice time, but put these guys in as many game conditions as I can so I can find out about them. And then we move into the December portion of the schedule, and hopefully our roster at that point, and our rotation, I should say, will really take place. And then I think we test ourselves. At that point we'll have Georgia Tech at home, and we'll go to Wofford, who's been in the NCAA tournament the last couple of years. We'll have a road game against a top 10 team in Syracuse, and so I think our schedule lays out nicely for this particular team. As far as individuals, Jordan and Kendall, I feel are both improved. They, but I still would like to see them come and advance a little bit in their leadership of these young guys. It's a tough task because there are so many new ones out there, but we need them to really help us in doing that. Along those lines, though, Ben Cherry, who's obviously been with me for a couple of years, Ben is back to being close to 100%, doing a great job with the leadership role at practice, and his leg gets stronger, his knee gets stronger and stronger all the time. And then Josh Davis, a young man who sat out last year, along with Trent Rogers, those two. So those are our returning guys, and those are the guys kind of leading the way right now. But I'm anxious to enter this next phase and see who else steps up.
How does the offense morph with the addition of, we have so many newcomers with so many varying sizes and skill sets?
Yeah, no question. We're a lot bigger than we were. We're longer, we're more athletic, and we're taller, which is a good thing. We have some depth at the center spot, and hopefully we'll be a more balanced attack. Especially come late in games when you've got the other team maybe in foul trouble or you're in the bonus. The ability to score inside or outside is, hopefully we can progress to that point. Tomas Bruja is he's not out there practicing 5-on-5 yet, but he's coming back. And then our other guys, Latana Wobo, I think has done some good things early on and given us some inside scoring. Kevin Thomas has improved. He's put on a little bit of weight, a little better ability to score around the basket. Grant Fiorentinos. So we've got some guys that we can go into in the post, but then also Josh Davis gives us better size. Him and Trey Dry at that other forward spot, and they have the ability to play with their back to the basket a little bit. So I think you'll see a more balanced offense. At least I hope you will. If these guys progress the way I think, and an ability to just attack in different ways.
Does your tempo change?
I think we'll have more depth, and I think more than anything, we'll be able to pressure a little more on the defensive end. We'll be able to push it in transition. I'm really looking for Ricky Tarrant to help spell Jordan a little bit out there out front, along with Malta and Jay Hook and other guys like that. Ben Cherry being back healthy, so more depth at different spots. We'll be able to press a little more, and hopefully I'll be able to push it more consistently during the game.
I was going to ask you the schedule. I mean, you got Syracuse and Georgia Tech, so is there going to be a focus the next couple of years trying to bring in teams, whether they play here or on the road, non-conference games against quality opponents? Because those are, I guess, two pretty prominent national programs.
Yeah, absolutely. A major focus of mine, I wanted to make sure that we were able to get at least one, but hopefully, we were hoping to get a couple more marquee series, where we bring teams into Fulgerman, and was pleased that Georgia Tech agreed to do that with us. The Syracuse game is just a one-game deal, kind of piggybacked with the football. Football, does a home and home, and that was the end of my honeymoon gift from upstairs. But that we get to go and play that game in Syracuse. But I think that's a great one for us because I like the game. I like getting up. Obviously, we have a lot of fan support up in New York, and a top 10 team. And so just before we go home for Christmas break, we get that chance. But we would like to continue. I like the series, the Navy and Wofford R series. I like those. But and my biggest thing with scheduling is I didn't want to get into any series that really didn't fit us long term, because I really would like to add some of those quality opponents.
Coach, once you got into conference play, you struggled last year. What do you think you have to do to win more games in the league? And these are the I guess all coaches in all the sports talk about finishing games. Do you think that was a problem last year?
Well, I think there was a couple things, and great question. I think number one, and I think that's why we set up the schedule the way we did. The first thing you have to do is you have to be deeper. No question. We had some key injuries, and they all came kind of at that same spot, that third perimeter spot. We had, Jonathan Fry went down, then Ben Cherry went down, then we kept reinventing ourselves, and then Aaron Holmes steps in there and starts to do a great job. And when he wasn't getting much time early in the year, and there we sit 2-1. We're at East Carolina, a lead with a minute to go, and Aaron goes down. We're a chance to go 3-1 in the league, and we really couldn't withstand that blow. But those things happen. No excuses. It's just you need to have the depth. And so all of the early season games, we're playing a 14-game non-conference schedule, and just the number of games, so hopefully we can develop these young guys, because I think a number of them can step forward. I think in addition to that, as Tammy alluded to, our size, the ability to score in different ways. We became, when Aaron went down, he gave us the ability to post up a little bit, even though he wasn't a big guy, but also take some bigger guys off the dribble. We became pretty one-dimensional with the three. I thought we were pretty good at it, but we were one-dimensional. So, developing that depth early on, and also developing our size and our inside attack as we go along, I think, ability to finish games.
With all these bases, does it almost feel like you're in your second, first year?
No question. And been in this situation before, very similar to kind of what we went through in year 2 at the Citadel, and then also our third year at Francis Marion, where we then find ourselves very, very young, but encouraged by these guys. I think their attitude has been great, and I think they're doing a super job of trying to learn. I'm excited to watch them go through November, December, and I think we would all make a mistake if we try to figure out exactly what our lineup is going to be, what our rotation is going to be, because I could see different guys emerging all through November, December, much like last year as a first year. Aaron Holmes came on in December. Johnny Mahan really came on in January. Even though they were seniors, there's always an adjustment, and I think you'll see that with this year's team. You'll see different guys emerge.
And you mentioned the three-point shooting. Team set record, the Tulane record for three-point shots. I don't think people would say you had a bunch of great natural shooters. Do you expect to build on that?
Big philosophy of just how we teach every day and how we work on shooting. This team has more potential as a shooting team. I don't know. Young guys have a harder time, knowing how to get those shots off in tough conference games and shot selection, things like that. But I think as they go through their career, I think you'll say, hey, there's a lot of shooters on this team. Now, having said that, to get more size on the floor, be better on the boards rebounding, have a better low post attack. Last year a lot of times we put 4, and 4.5 shooters out there at a time. We won't have quite as many, so the floor might not be as spread. But no question, shooting is always going to be a big part of what we do.
So much of your attack last year ended up being shortened by Kendall Timmons, particularly down the stretch in conference games. I mean, he almost became your only weapon. I assume that with these new faces that will take some of the. What do you expect Kendall's role to be?
I think Kendall. I think he became a fantastic creator last year of scoring opportunities for himself and for others, and that's continued on this year. We had a practice a couple of days ago where he had 8 assists, no turnovers in the game. But that's a work in progress a little bit too. What I've been encouraging Kendall to do is trust these guys, because they are young. There's going to be a little inconsistency. That's going to happen, and so he can't get frustrated maybe sometimes when he creates a great opportunity and the guy doesn't finish the play. If he'll trust that process, keep going to it, those guys, he'll help develop those guys into very confident, good players. And so I think you'll see us use Kendall a lot like we did last year, where we move him all over the floor. So he's a tough guard. He'll be in the post some. He'll be on the perimeter. And I think where he's most exciting is where we create some mismatches for him and let him create off the dribble.
Coach, what Tim, I want to follow up on what Tim said earlier about, do you think that you're going to you're going to put more pressure, like early in the season you had success with like full court pressure, is that going to be a work in progress? You're going to see how it goes early in the season, see if you have the numbers to do that? I think you told me after that game that you didn't know if you had enough players to do that on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to be like a work in progress? You see whether you're able to do that?
Absolutely, and I think that pressure will always be a part of our package, and I definitely would like to, if things go the way I would like, I would think you'll see us do a lot more of that this year. What it really came down to last year was that depth, at the center spot and the other forward spot. Right now, on paper, I think we have some depth there. So I think you'll be able to see us move guys in and out and really keep that heat up. Last year, to ask David Booker and Kendall Timmons, Kendall was playing 38, 39 minutes a game, and to ask him also to be full court the whole night just became really, really hard and a grind. And so I think this year hopefully we'll have the depth. And I know you'll see us early season games. We'll try to create, develop that and hopefully be able to press throughout the season.
Any other questions?
All right, thanks.